All right, so it's day 24, man. 24 days of videos in a row. I'm pretty tired, but I'm so close to the end I can taste it. So it's all downhill from here. And yesterday I shot my local IDPA match, and I shot okay. I wasn't as accurate as I wanted to be, but I was pretty accurate. I was most accurate overall, so I guess I was accurate with the match. But it was a difficult match, but I was really tired because I spent all day. I was match director. I spent all day the day before setting up, and being a safety officer and stuff really takes away from your shooting. And being match director takes away from your shooting. But I won first place overall, and I had 19 shooters, so that's not bad. It was a good match for getting ready for nationals. So, all right. So I started off the match with the shooting position, or the seated shooting position, and then I went to the standards with no movements. But the first movement stage was stage 1, and boy, I really hurt my knee on that one. My knee was, I could feel it. That first corner that I made was really bothering me. And then after that, every shooting position I went into, I just couldn't get comfortable. I couldn't get seated. And it really stinks that the weekend before nationals, I really hurt my knee pretty bad. It's been sore, it's been bothering me, but this time it's bad. And I've been training for this match for over a year now, and now I'm going to go in there with a bum knee. I haven't seen the stages, so hopefully there's not a lot of movement, but I'm sure there's going to be, and it's going to be a big factor. And what's going to be real difficult is when your knee's bothering you, you don't feel good. It's all the walking and all this range time. It's going to be tough. It's going to be a tough week. Be positive, but I'm going to make the best of it. I'm definitely going to go. My wife was kind of getting on to me about going to the doctor about my knee, and I'm like, they're just going to tell me to stay off it, and I got nationals this week. I mean, but so she made me promise to go to the doctor after nationals. So we'll see. Hopefully we're feeling better by midweek. I need to get some practice in this week. So my problem is it's going to rain. Looks like Wednesday, Sunday now. So I'm going to get another range session in Monday, and my knee's bummed. So not sure what I'm going to do, but I need to work on movement, and that's the one thing I can't do because of my knee. But with the new rules and the 1 second down, so accuracy is more important. So evidently I need to focus on accuracy, and it helped me yesterday because I couldn't move fast, so I was real accurate. All right, so I was match director at my local IDPA match this month, and we just shoot 6 stages. So I've got the stages from the last sanctioned matches, so they were all tier 4 sanctioned matches stages, so everything is legal on the amount of targets, non-threats, and steel, and that way. And I just went through there, and I made a point to get out 1 drop turner, 1 swinger, and 1 up and down, just to make sure I got a mover out because we're practicing for nationals. And I set up all the steel and made sure everything level, make sure everything worked right. It was a big thing for me being match director, making sure we didn't have any prop issues. And I didn't put more than 1 prop on 1 stage. So 1 stage had a drop turner, 1 stage had a swinger, just to keep it simple because it was really hot. And if you have multiple things, you have multiple chances of multiple failures and reshoots and stuff. But my squad didn't have any reshoots. I don't know if the other one had any reshoots. Usually you have at least 1 or 2 reshoots because of props. But really good match. Went really, really quick, really smooth. I set it up where the standards were in the shade at the end for the people who started on 1. So that worked out pretty good. And just made sure I had, some left-handed shooting, some right-handed shooting. Some limited stuff. And just good, diverse, some of the stages were kind of alike, but I liked it, and I enjoyed shooting it a lot. I set up 4 pretty difficult stages, and then 2 standard stages. And as a match director, you know, I kind of looked at the scores afterwards, and I kind of feel bad. It looks like it was a little tough because out of 19 shooters, 16 of them hit non-threats. So maybe non-threats were a little tight. I wanted to make sure somebody hit a non-threat, but when more than half the field hits non-threats, there might be a problem with the match director. So, you know, you got to be honest with yourself and look at things like that. Nobody wants to hit non-threats, but you got to challenge them. I don't think everybody hit the same one, but there was enough spread out all the place, you know. And usually at local clubs, we'll just stick a non-threat on a target. I had some freestanding non-threats that were on their own target, so they were a little closer and kind of throw off. And I think that's what got a lot of people. And then I did put one behind steel, which was pretty nasty, but other than the high non-count, I don't think there was a lot of PEs. We did have a landmine stage where we put clay targets out, and if you broke one of those, I think that's where some of the PEs came from, but it wasn't high. And no DQs that I know of, so no DQs, so that's always good as long as we're being safe. And that's, you know, I consider that excessive, no DQs. But I definitely was a little too tough if the hit on the non-threats that count. That's something I need to work on and going to improve in the future. End of day 24. And I feel it's a rough day. I kind of feel like a failure as a match director for having every shooter hit a non-threat. So I think 2 other shooters besides me hit a non-threat. So that's probably not a good job as a match director. So that's kind of a failure. And I've hurt my knee the week going into nationals. So I'm really bummed about that. So, you know what? I'm not going to let it slow me down at all. I'm still going to the range tomorrow. I'm going to focus a lot on accuracy, and I'm going to focus on things that I can do. Obviously, not focused on movement and things like that I need to practice. But I'm going to work on staying positive. I'm just going to muscle through this and do what I can, try not to hurt myself anymore, doing a lot of ice on my knee, and wearing a knee brace. So hopefully it'll heal enough where it'll be at least tolerable and comfortable at the IDPA Nationals this week. So the stages should come out this week. I'm excited about getting a look at the stages. I'd like to set up the standards and at least practice the standards some, but I like practicing the standards a little bit more difficult than what's going to be at the match. So, but it looks like it's going to rain Wednesday, so I'm going to go practice tomorrow, get my practice in, and hopefully we'll get the stages. I would love to get the stages tonight, but I know that's not going to happen. I'll probably get them tomorrow.